The August 16 by-elections have come and gone, but for some politicians, bygones will not be bygones. In the FCT, all eyes on INEC as it displays particulars of candidates vetted for area council elections. Also on political updates, an African leader pinpoints the weak areas in governance on the continent. We have this and more on the program. I'm Fisayo Ogunfuyi. Welcome. Last weekend, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, conducted by-elections in 16 constituencies across 12 states of the country, with votes spread across 32 local government areas, 356 wards, and 6,987 polling units. Candidates vied for 2 senatorial seats, 5 federal constituencies, and 9 state constituencies. We have actualities of parts of this exercise.
From Onitsha, Steve Lona Nwokolo reports that the All Progressives Grand Alliance candidate Abga for the Onitsha North constituency won. Mimi Former Azikiwe emerged winner after beating her African Democratic Congress opponent. While Adeshola Ayola Elebeji of All Progressives Congress, APC, has been declared winner of Remo Federal constituency by INEC in Ogun State.
The just completed by-election in Ikene, Shagamu, and Remo North Federal Constituency has written a new chapter in our democratic story. The victory did not come by chance. It is the result of dedication.
While in Jigawa State, Professor Saliu Ibrahim Ismail, returning officer of the by-election, declares Mokhtar Rabiu Garki of the APC winner of the Garki Federal constituency with 38,449 votes.
Rabiu Garki of APC, having satisfied the requirement of the law, is hereby declared the winner and is returned elected.
Felix Bagudu of APC emerged winner of the by-election in Chikun Gajuru Federal constituency seat in Kaduna State, having secured 75% of the total votes. And in Kogi State, Ayodele Bibemi reports that the by-election for Kuratu State constituency, Musa Hassan Yakubu of the All Progressives Congress has been declared winner.
Having satisfied the requirement of the law and scored the highest vote of 55072, have been declared as the winner of this election.
And in Anambra South Senatorial District, Dr. Emmanuel Wachuku of ABGA has been declared winner after securing 9,640 votes.
The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, FCT, has commenced the display of particulars of candidates submitted by the political parties for the upcoming area council election in the Federal Capital Territory, in line with Section 29 of the Electoral Act. INEC says the exercise is part of efforts to keep political parties, candidates, and the public informed ahead of the polls.
INEC has taken a fresh step on the path to the successful conduct of the FCT Area Council election with the public display of particulars of parties' flag bearers for the exercise. This is in adherence to Section 29 of the Electoral Act, which directs the Commission to publish details of candidates put forward by political parties. This phase is also marked in INEC's timetable for the election, forming part of the scheduled build-up to the poll. The resident electoral commissioner says putting the particulars on display opens the space for scrutiny, not just by political parties and candidates, but also by voters and the general public.
Yeah, these are the documents submitted by the candidates. That is their qualifications, their background, all is attached there. So if somebody says he holds a degree and you are a schoolmate of his and know that he doesn't have that degree, you have the chance to now petition and take up the issue.
Those with objections are expected to follow the laid-down process for raising complaints.
No, you don't petition INEC, you petition the court. You take him to court. And it's the court that will check his documents and pronounce whether it is authentic or not authentic. So our next job is to display it, and we have done it. We have done that. Additionally, of course, you know today, continuous voter registration starts today online, and I think some people are already on it. So you can encourage your viewers to go ahead and start the online registration before the in-person registration starts on the 25th of August.
INEC FCT also called on stakeholders to visit its offices across the 6 area councils of the territory, where similar exercise is also taking place simultaneously. The area council election is scheduled to hold in February next year.
All right, from by-elections to area council elections, still talking elections, we're being joined by the national chairman of the Inter-Party Advisory Council, Malam Yusuf Dantale. We're talking about IPAC. Madam Yusuf, thank you very much for joining us at this short notice, because when we called you last, you were in Kogi State, in the trenches, perhaps working for your party. But from the perspective of the political parties, how would you rate the conduct of last weekend's by-elections?
Thank you. Good afternoon. Thank you for having me once again. What happened on Saturday in some parts of the country in respect to the by-election, I would say is disappointing, it's embarrassing, it's an aberration to the tenets of democracy, because democracy is about...
Specifically, you are talking about what exactly?
About the election. I'm just coming in from Kogi State, and I was supposed to participate my candidate for election, but not just about my candidate. Prior to the election, I ensured that I met with the teams of all the contestants to see how we can work together in a peaceful atmosphere. But to my greatest surprise, there wasn't ballot. In short, there was no election material for any political party. I couldn't vote. There was nothing at my polling unit. And it's all about security. A very small election of about 4 wards. You see the deputy governor who doesn't have, who have no vote in that place. All the appointees of the government, the 9 local government chairmen of Kogi East, and all the SS. It was really an embarrassment. I'm afraid if that continues, it's a big problem, because what it means is that you are militarizing the system, and it won't speak well for democracy. And apart from that of Kogi, I saw where monies were distributed, vote buying, security agencies aiding vote buying somewhere in the north. Some persons are being held too in the course of vote with some cash somewhere in the southwest, and so many other things. And I don't know how long this will continue.
At your level, being the national chairman of IPAC, do you have these discussions with political parties, of course, who have signed up to be part of that council, in spite of to talk about some of these unwholesome activities, while where money has become the order of the day? No, perhaps intellectual exchange between them and the voters, advertising their credentials as well as their vision for those areas, either constituencies or states or whatever the election may be, in terms of conversations before election that leading to actualities ugly as you have painted it, that you have seen in this particular case.
Yeah, it's something we have been doing, and will not get tired of doing it, because we are in other countries apart from Nigeria, and then there's nowhere to run to if we burn down this country. If you remember, one of the things, what we did when we came on board as IPAC was to have a roundtable on the role of judiciary in deepening democracy in Nigeria. We have a situation where some elements in the judiciary have helped in destroying the system, because people think they can do whatever they want to do and circumvent the law using some elements in the judiciary.
That's your view. I just want to put that out there.
I am getting there. I'm getting there. Because where you have the judiciary sitting upright to deliver judgment that have justice, it will save the situation. But where people think they can do whatever they want to do and they will go to court and get away with it, that is another problem. Yes, we have all the laws, but we need the judiciary. There are situations where INEC will do what is right, whatever they do, at the time they get to the courts, what will happen is the court will pronounce whoever as it is, but not all situations anyway. So of course, at the party level, yes, at IPAC level, we are doing a lot to ensure that, yeah, people play by the rules, they work with, just like I told you, as I told you earlier, when I came, I got home, I ensured that I consulted with everybody to see that we have a peaceful and harmonious election, that whoever wins will all come together to congratulate him, because one person must emerge as a winner. But then if you are playing, you must play by the rules.
Well, let's talk about your state specifically. It seems as if for some years now, it seems to be a case of serious brigandage when it comes to election. We've seen some states who have also come out to say theirs was a very peaceful election. Even other parties, I'm talking about, for instance, Ogun State, we saw in that video that we played earlier in the program. But it seems your state is peculiar in terms of, the way you see elections like a case of serious physical confrontation as against just a communion between the thumb and the ballot sheet for the voter.
Yeah, honestly, it's called for serious consent. So many things are wrong. And I think it has to do with our understanding of what politics is, but we'll continue to talk to the stakeholder to see that we have a better, because what we have does not reflect development on ground. It doesn't reflect democracy. It's totally different from democratic tenets. But we'll continue to engage and do what is right, because politics is about representing the people and then giving the people the benefits of our development. You see, by the implication of these things is, might not be us, but maybe the next generation coming, because the education we are giving the younger ones is, if you must conduct election, or if you must contest election, you have to contest preparing for violence, preparing for for so many other ills, which is not right. And then we have serious problem of insecurity left and right, and these are indications that some of these boys who who engage in these things were formerly boys to some political office holder. So we need to come together to ensure we have a better atmosphere. This is our home. We mustn't destroy our home. We can do what we want to do without fight, without cause to fighting, or without distortion of the system. It is really painful, but I believe one day we'll get it right. We'll continue to engage.
All right, let's quickly look at an aspect of this election. The turnout was very low in some parts. Could that be attributed to the lethargy on the part of political parties? You seem to have just taken this for granted, or what exactly can we say informed that low turnout in some parts?
You see, the moment people do not believe in a process, it will be difficult. You can't drag them out, because what they song when I came in was, will the ballot box be out? Will they bring out the ballot box? Are we going to vote? I said, no, we will. And that informed my decision to go around to ensure that we talk to one another to see how we can do this. But just the same way they envisaged, that came to happen. The ballot boxes were not out. So as long as things continue like that, people will no longer have confidence in the system, because what is the point of coming out when what you will do will not reflect
you engage with the top brass here as far as the Independent National Electoral Commission is concerned in a periodic manner. In what areas do you think the election management can now be improved upon based on your experience on the field and your interaction with INEC?
IPAC, under my leadership, have made a lot of recommendations regarding review of the electoral laws, the Constitutional Electoral Act. Some of the things we are looking at is the electronic transmission. The beavers must have legal backing. Now, looking at what happened, for instance, you have a number, you have a number, this is the result, but the people who actually came out to vote do not reflect that number, you understand? So, but if they have, and if you go to court at the end of the day, some of these things will be thrown out or might be thrown out. So where you have the accreditation reflecting the numbers that voted, and it will have legal backing, the transmission will be automatic as it is. So some of these things, we need it. and so many other synchronization of the days of election. And then like this by-election, we have one recommendation to that. Okay, let the party who, because since votes belong to the political party, if the party lose somebody, let the party conduct maybe primary election within the party.
That automatically,
because
the seat already belongs to the party.
Belongs to the party. So
but under the reality of these defections, how visible is that?
Yeah, everything is possible. The thing is that...
Because, for instance, let me create a scenario for you, which will also be something that, those who are couching some of these laws will think about. You contest on the platform one party. When you get into the seat, you defect to another party. In a case where something happens to that candidate, does it go to the original party on which platform he contested, or the new party is defected?
It is still part of our recommendation. Yeah, because these things affect the growth and health of some other political parties. Because at the time somebody win election on the platform of a party, and then the person move the way he wants, when he wants, without any problem in the party, what it does is weakening that party. So until the laws are able to firmly stand and say, no, if you lose, drop whatever you have for that party, for the party, that the party will make. But where the laws cannot outrightly pronounce these things as they are. So this is it's also part of the recommendations we have. You win on the party, you remain in that party. If you are leaving the party, you have to leave the seat for the party. Let the party replace you, and then you go and contest on the platform of the party you are going in. Fine. So these are all some of the things we have recommended to the National Assembly regarding...
Your recommendations seem like some old football tactics. When you collect a yellow or red card, you drop the jersey. But let's move on very quickly. Borno State chapter of the All Progressives Congress, APC, held the critical stakeholders engagement, calling on citizens to take advantage of the forthcoming continuous voters registration exercise to update and or obtain their permanent voters cards, that is PDVCs, ahead of upcoming elections.
The gathering, which took place at the Government House Multipurpose Hall, was graced by notable figures, including the Borno State Governor, Babagana Umar Zulum, APC Deputy National Chairman, Ali Bukar Dalori, Senators representing Borno Central and Northern Borno, APC State Chairman, Speaker, Borno State House of Assembly, members of the House of Assembly, members of the State Executive Council, and other key stakeholders. In a special session at the meeting, both the APC Deputy National Chairman and the State Party Chairman lauded the exemplary leadership of Governor Babagana Umar Zulum, describing him as a man of the people, by the people, and for the people. Stakeholders reiterated their confidence in the party's prospects with a commitment to work towards ensuring its victory in the forthcoming election, and pledged to ensure free, fair, and credible election that truly reflects the will of the people. Governor Babagana Umar Zulum emphasized the importance of unity within the party, describing it as the solid rock upon which progress is built. The governor called on members to work together in harmony, saying that only through collective effort can Borno State be elevated to greater heights, stating that extensive preparations towards the election are already underway, and assured that the Borno citizens will enjoy the dividends of democracy right at their doorstep.
All right, what I could glean from that report is the issue of the continuous voters registration exercise. Are you interfacing with INEC and also prospective voters to get that done? At least get them registered, then the issues of, getting their conscience into parties and perhaps, advertising credentials of politicians will come later. But in terms of, getting voters even on the platforms to know that, yes, you'll be a part of the exercise is key.
This just begun. I just came back to Abuja, and IPAC is going to call a meeting purposely for this activity, to ensure that political parties sensitize their supporters to see that people go to register, and then this will always do in partnership with INEC, to ensure that we educate our followers. Yes, it's something we have been doing and we'll continue to do it. It's very, very key.
All right, we'll go to the continent now. Former Ghanaian President Nana Akufo-Addo is advocating at the building of stronger institutions to foster Africa's growth and development. Akufo-Addo, who was the lead speaker at the National Defense College Course 33 graduation lecture, notes that corruption remains Africa's greatest governance challenge and needs to be addressed squarely.
Vast ungoverned space has for decades experienced different security challenges. Terrorism in the northeast, banditry in the northwest and central, and IPOP in the southeast. Though these security challenges are partly attributed to institutional failure, the Minister of Defense stressed the commitment of the present administration in changing the tide.
Nigeria is committed to strengthening institutions for efficient governance. Evidently, leadership appointments, reforms, and new frameworks are deliberately designed to enrich accountability, professionalism, and coordination.
As the future strategic leaders, it is essential that you fully appreciate the pivotal role strong institutions play in delivering good governance. Without such institutions, there cannot be lasting security or sustainable development.
And holding the executive accountable.
The lead speaker at the event, former president of Ghana, focusing on strengthening institutions for good governance in Africa, harps on tackling corruption, reforming courts, security agencies, addressing poverty, adopt technology, and reduce donor dependency.
Africa's future will not be built by chance. It will be built by strong institutions and bold leadership. It will be built by very deliberate steps by a continent that is ready to evolve.
99 participants, including 23 officers from allied countries, are set to graduate in the course 33 of the prestigious military training institution.
Taken from the former Ghanaian president's lecture talking about strong institutions, are you cooperating with INEC in terms of elections and talking about what you have gotten from the field? We have off-cycle elections later in the year, talking about the governorship election in Anambra State. We have Osun and Ekiti later on next year before the big one in 2027. You've seen some things that you see that perhaps have alarmed you, and you have seen some cause for optimism as well. But in terms of the off-season elections coming up, off-cycle election in Anambra, what are the key things you want INEC to note and deal with decisively before we get to November?
I wouldn't want to restrict this election to only INEC. I want us as Nigerians to look at where we are coming from and where we are going. And I want us to also look at the effect of corruption in the whole system. Because where you have security agencies putting people together, okay, to buy vote, protecting maybe political criminals, okay, and not doing living to their oath of office. You have the judiciary institution partly not doing what they are supposed to do. You have politicians going not for the interest of the people, but for a few that they can do. They should look at also to reflect their actions with the reality on ground. It's a holistic thing. I don't want us to restrict. INEC is trying to do, they are doing the best that they can. But we must all come together as Nigerians to love this country.
It looks as if
the way, where we are going, I'm afraid, so we don't destroy this democracy. God has given us everything, but we must look at what our children will be proud of, that this is what our parents did while they are alive. Because whatever we are doing is education that we are passing on to the next generation, how they are supposed to live. Because as it is, we are legitimizing criminality, we are legitimizing corruption, and everybody is seeing that it is only what they think is about one person, not about the people, and it's a dangerous trend.
All right, Chairman IPAC, Yusuf Dantele, on that note, we've come to the end of political update. But I would also have to put this question to you. You have a table right now, and the political parties are on that table. You must bring them together for some of these discussions because the actors belong to some of these parties.
Sincerely, we are doing what we can. If IPAC, for the first time, has been able to develop a constitution instead of a code of conduct, IPAC has been able to ensure inclusivity, has been able to establish 3 directorates, one for women, one for people with disability, and the youth. And with this, we are trying to ensure that every political party go with, they abide by the constitution, especially in choosing candidates who run for election.
Many thanks to Yusuf Dantele for
coming. I would also
coming.
want to use this medium, if you would allow me to condole with my governor Usman Odudu for the death of his father. May so rest in peace.
Thank you very much. We'll bring that bill to IPAC.
Thank you.
That has been the program for today. We will continue again, of course, on Friday for a new, fresher program. Between now and then, keep it close and we'll keep on watching the Nigerian Television Authority. Play your politics for the greater good and keep it logged on this channel for news reviews, previews, and interviews. Bye-bye.